I have 70 years and beyond worth of stories to tell. I was born in 1950 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Today, the world is changing so fast. Everything is moving so quickly. I want to hang on to my stories. I want to share my stories of yesterday. I want to talk about my life today. And I want to share history the way I remember it. Welcome to 70 Years and Beyond. Welcome to 70 Years and Beyond. My name is Wambui Bahati. I have two amazing granddaughters. Now, I'm probably biased because they're mine, but I think they're amazing. In fact, I'm the one who cut the cord for each of them. Because my daughter gave birth, you know how the hospital will take a hospital room and turn the hospital room into a hotel room so that when women come to give birth in the birthing room, they feel like they're in a hotel and they feel like they're having a natural, more at-home experience. Although they're really in a hospital, they're just in a hotel room that used to be a hospital room. Well, that's where my two granddaughters were born. Each of them was born in this birthing room, and I'm the one who cut the cord. Because when the doctor tried to give those scissors to their father, he was a bubbling mess. He couldn't do it. He could not do it. We'd still be waiting right now if we were waiting for him to cut the cord. My children, my grandchildren, who are now 12 and almost 10 years old, will still be attached to their mother by a cord. So I took those scissors and I cut the cord and disattached my grandchildren. Now, one of my greatest joys is babysitting for them. When they were little, they were my buddies because I practiced on my real children. So by the time my grandchildren came, I knew exactly how to do and exactly how to be. So I loved babysitting them. Sometimes, though, my daughter would call me at the last minute. I wouldn't know she needed a babysitter. I would do anything to babysit for my kids because I wanted to be the one. So she would call me at the last minute and say, "Mom, can you come babysit?" And I said, "Well, I didn't know you were going to need a babysitter today. I made some other plans. I don't think, I would if I could. I don't think I can do it today." And she said, "That's all right, Mama, because, yeah, I'm going to call Kit." I have met Kit. I know Kit. Kit is not someone I want babysitting my granddaughters. If you knew Kit, you would feel the same way. I don't know why my daughter doesn't see in Kit what me and other people see. My daughter know Kit as this person who they used to hang out together. They partied together when they were younger. They did theater together. But Kit is not someone that should be responsible for young children or even a small pet. So when she said, "I'm going to call Kit," I said, "You know what? No, I'm good. I'm coming right over. I don't have to go to this funeral. I can send them a card. I'm coming over." So I went over and babysitted. And you would have done the same thing if you knew Kit. So I went over and sat that night. And here's the thing. Here's where I messed up. I made the mistake of telling my daughter why I didn't want Kit to be the person to babysit with my grandchildren. So now, when she calls me and I kind of hedge, or I really do have some appointments or something I've planned to do, all she has to do is say, "Don't worry, Mama, I'm going to call Kit." And I will drop everything to go over to sit with my children because I don't want Kit with my grandchildren. So here's the thing. You know how those young people use that phrase, played? You've been played. Is my daughter playing me? Because does she know now that all she has to do to get me to come, even at the last minute, is say, "That's all right, Mama, I'ma call Kit"? Well, now the kids are older. And like I said, they're 12 going on 10. And I myself have a retirement job that I go to. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. A retirement job that I go to 5 days a week. My daughter still will call and ask me to come back. I don't know how she knows. I think she must know somebody at my HR office because she always knows when my days off are before I do. So she'll call and say, Mama, can you come babysit since you're not going to be working that day? Now, I don't know what they think I do at my job that I'm okay to go do another job, babysit, when I'm not at the other job. But it's my grandchildren. I already told you I love them. I'm biased, so I would do anything. So she calls me, and if I can go, I go. And so the other week she called and she said, Mama, can you come babysit? And here's the thing. I'm 76 years old. When someone uses the word sit, when sit is a part of any word, that sounds good to me. So when she said, can you come babysit? And now I'm knowing that my grandchildren are 12 and 10. Now, it was different when they were little. When they're little kids, you got to change the diaper, you got to change them, you fill in bottles, you got juice, you get, you got to, ooh, don't touch that. What's in your mouth? What did you do? That's going on. But when they're 12 and 10, oh my, you actually get, this is the good part now, because I actually get to sit, baby sit. So I don't mind so much when my daughter calls, it's my day off, whatever. I can go babysit, I'm thinking. So she says, would you come babysit? I said, yes, I'm going to come babysit. Because I'm thinking I'm going to walk in that door. The girls are 12 and 10 years old. I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit with them. That's what I mean. That's the good part. When you just get to go babysit and you actually sit. So I said, well, yes, I'm looking forward to babysitting for you today. And she said, now, JoJo, that's what we call the youngest one who's 10. She says, JoJo wants to do some activities. I said, great. That sounds great. I know she's good at Uno. We got chess. We got checkers. We got all kinds of board games. And I have some word games on my phone that I know she enjoys playing. Oh, we got the activities. And she says, no, Ma, she wants to go somewhere. I said, you mean leave the apartment? She says, yes, she wants to do an activity where you take her somewhere. Outside? Yeah, can you take... Now this... Okay, so those of you that live in rural areas or suburbs... See, I live in New York City. And we don't have a car. So... I know how it is because I grew up in North Carolina. I got brothers in the South. I got people that lived in the suburbs and all these places. And I know how they do. When they get ready to take their grandkids somewhere, they pile them all into the car. They go to their driveway or their garage or to their car that is parked on the street, and they all just pile in the car, and then they drive where they're going to go. And then when they get there, they park, they open the doors, everybody gets out, and then they go inside somewhere, and usually the adults will sit until the event is over, and then they all come back, get in the car, and then they drive back to their house. But in New York City, if you go somewhere, it's going to involve a lot of walking. If you take the subway, it's a lot of up steps and a lot of down steps. And then it's a lot of looking around over your shoulder because you got to watch out for the real creepy people down there. So I'm like, for an activity outside? She wants to go for an activity outside? See, I didn't know babysitting was going to mean subway, bus, Omnicard. So I thought about that thing for a minute. I love my grandkids. I love my daughter. I love babysitting with them. But it was my day off, and I thought I was going to go sit. So I found myself doing something that I never thought I'd do. I said, well, baby, do you still have Kit's number?
70 years and beyond. Wambui Bahati.